everybody, and welcome back to MZ Aviation. And today I have a Winnipeg model airport update for you all, as I'll be heading there just over a week. So let's get right into it. Starting off all the way over there to remote stand, we have this WestJet Encore Q400, which will be heading out to Regina today. Next, we'll be getting some baggage loaded on before flight to Saskatoon. Is another WestJet Encore Q400, and he just arrived in from Thunder Bay. Right there is a Porter Embraer E195-E2, which just arrived in from Toronto Pearson and will now be heading out to Ottawa. Right there is a Canadian North 737-200 getting some fuel loaded on before a flight out to Ottawa, as well, just like the Porter E195-E2. And right here we have this Air Canada Express CRJ-900, which will be heading out to Vancouver after a flight in there. Just about to start boarding is this Air Canada 737 MAX 8, which will be heading out to Toronto Pearson today. Right there is this WestJet 737-700, which just arrived in from Victoria and will now be heading out to Edmonton. Over there is this WestJet 737-800, who just arrived in from Calgary and will now be heading out to Halifax. Just about to start pushing back is this Delta Connection Embraer E175 for a flight out to Minneapolis, St. Paul. And then over there, finishing up the US gates, is this United Express CRJ 705, or the same thing as a 700, CRJ 550, which is the same thing as a 700. And he's getting some baggage loaded on before a flight out to Denver after just arriving in from Chicago O'Hare. Over there at a regional gate, we have regional remote bus gate. We have an Air Canada Jazz CRJ-900, which is now a retired livery, but he'll be heading out to Calgary after a flight in from Ottawa. Getting some baggage loaded on before a flight out to Vancouver is this Cargo Jet 757-200. And then we have a FedEx 767-300F, which will be heading out to Memphis after a flight in there. Just taxiing out for a flight to Edmonton is this Flair 737-800. Next up right here we have this WestJet 737-700, which will be heading out to Kelowna today. And after that, just arriving in from a flight from Montreal is this Air Canada Airs A320 in the old livery. Holding short of the runway before a flight out to Reykjavik is this WestJet 737 MAX 8. That's a new route for Winnipeg, their first transatlantic route. And right here, just about to take off, is Air Canada Airbus A220-300 TCA retrojet livery, which will be heading out to Toronto and Vancouver. And finally, finishing up the airport update, we have this Flair 737 MAX 8, which is about to take off for Toronto Pearson. Anyways, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys back in the next video.